Και καλησπέρα παιδιά, είμαι ο Ghost Killer και καλώς ήρθατε στο τρίτο επεισόδιο του Alan Wake Remaster. Πραγματικά από ό,τι δείτε και από το δεύτερο επεισόδιο μου άρεσε πάρα πολύ. Εντάξει, είναι λίγο creepy τα σημεία τα οποία εμφανίζονται οι εχθροί, να το πω έτσι. Αλλά είναι αρκετά απολαυστικό game.
Previously on Alan Wake.
Αρχίζουμε.
I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice.
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at. But the cabin had disappeared.
Taken. Επεισόδιο 2. New York, 3 years ago. 3 χρόνια πριν. Α, δεν έχει μουσική ο Άλαμ τώρα. Τόλα. Δεν έχει μουσική ο Άλαμ τώρα.
Honey, I'm home.
Μέλη,
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
ναι, περίμενε.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
Ευχαριστώ, είμαι
I guess you're
κούκλος.
gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Ευχαριστώ, το ξέρω ότι είμαι κούκλος, δεν χρειαζόταν να πούμε. Α, πού είναι η καφετή, νάτι.
Coffee's on.
Great, thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Πόρε φίλε, τι χειμώνας βαρύς. Go to Alice. Καινούργια τηλεόραση, ξέρω εγώ. Μόλις μετακομίσανε ή κάτι τέτοιο.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Για να δούμε. Examine.
These look really good.
Όντως είναι ωραία,
Oh,
ωραία.
sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the...
Λοιπόν, ωραία. Αρχίσαμε με τα... Χριστέ μου.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Δεν είναι Alan Wake, δεν διάβαζε Alan Wake αυτό.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. The gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Για μου την πάνα. Αυτό δεν είναι το βιβλίο του Alan, έτσι.
The fuse box.
Ναι, 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 ναι.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Hi. Okay.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Εδώ το τρόμαξα
Don't
εγώ.
worry. We'll just break out the candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just, especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Κοίτα ρε, μέχρι κι όλα είναι γκόμενα να πούμε. Καλώς ήρθατε στη σημερινή μέρα, τέλος πάντων.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Take it easy. Αλλά, φίλε, άμα δεν σε πέρασα.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Σκάσε λίγο να
Doc
μιλήσω, ρε.
Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Ο τύπος θα είναι για ψάρα, βάρε, και το φωνάξαμε γάμο. Τώρα εξηγείται και λέει ο γιατρός φοράει τέτοια ρούχα. Τι φάση, ήταν για ψάρεμα ο κακομοίρης και εμείς τον φωνάξαμε. Για μου το... Εδώ πέρα είναι η Σάρα. Τι ριτ, πού είναι το ριτ? Ποιος είναι ο Στάκι ήτανε? Missing, καλά αυτοί θα πεθάνανε, τους σκότωσα εγώ ρε.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Ωραία.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the boss. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake, can I
Don't
help
do
you with
nothing
anything?
stupid, pal. We're watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Λοιπόν, μπήκαμε κι άλλο χαρτί.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
What the fuck, δηλαδή ο τύπος... Κάτσε ρε, τώρα έχω μπερδευτεί. Πώς γίνεται να ήταν όνειρο όλο αυτό και ο Άλαν τράκαρε και στα αλήθεια να υπήρχε η Άλις όμως και το κάμπιν, ξέρω εγώ, γιατί εξαφανίστηκαν, ήταν εκεί. Δεν ήταν όνειρο άρα. Τότε πώς βρεθήκαμε στο τρακάρισμα? Υπάρχει ένα κενό ανάμεσα στο τρακάρισμα και μετά τι έγινε μόλις πέσαμε στο νερό. Μόλις πέσαμε στο νερό, μετά βρεθήκαμε στο τρακάρισμα. What the fuck? Δεν βγάζει νόημα. Υπάρχει ένα κενό όπως είπα. Τι κάνω μωρέ?
No such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny way back. He's
I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsal today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really trashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Stay down.
Μοργά μου τι Παναχάη. Βούλος το.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Μεσμένος. Μας χίλιες. Για να δούμε.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Δεν έχω καταλάβει τίποτα. Λοιπόν.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Εδώ. Ναι, εδώ ρε. Α, στο παλιά μάξο. Ήμουν σίγουρος. Εγώ νόμιζα ότι θα πέσει το ξύλο, δεν θα λυθεί. Από πότε είναι εδώ αυτό, το 1900? Τράβα το ρε. Α, δεν πάμε απάνω. Οπ, να τα... Κι άλλο να διαβάσουμε.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
What the fuck?
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Eh?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. Oh, I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Δεν μιλάω τώρα γιατί κάτι προσπαθώ να σκεφτώ. Λοιπόν, πώς το καλό γίνεται να μας ψάχνει για εβδομάδες, ενώ εμείς χθες το βράδυ τρακάραμε και χθες, να φανταστώ, ήμασταν και στο Control Lake με τη γυναίκα μας. What the fuck?
Windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day is almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? No point in getting all worked up yet.
What the fuck? Λοιπόν, άντε να μπούμε μέσα να φύγουμε. Λιώμα ρε.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
What the fuck?
Marvelous, sir. I just want
θα φύγουμε, τι
Are
θα
you
γίνει?
feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk
Am
about...
I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Δεν με παίρνεις για τρελό.
What's that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
What the fuck, ο Μπάρι αυτός που μας είχε πρίξει στα τηλέφωνα.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Α, τέτοια. Πώς τη λένε.
You found him.
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was
Rose.
just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Max.
Ισχύει το σνούμας.
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do you
and everything's just...
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
What the fuck. Με πήρανε για τρελό, ρε.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bugtooth Charlie.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
What happened?
Άστα, δεν πειράζει. Λοιπόν, πάω να το πάρω.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Aha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
What the fuck. Είναι αλήθεια λέω ρε καραγκιόζη.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Ωραία,
Thanks.
πάμε να φύγουμε, άντε.
Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Okay.
If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, Watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Έχει δίκιο,
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in...
Έχεις τον άνεμο βούλος, δεν έχεις σταματήσει να μιλάς.
Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI?
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Ωραία. Ήρθες.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Ήρθες. Βγήκα έξω. Τι να έχει εδώ πίσω. Τίποτα. Αλήθεια. Ωραία, θερμό. Λοιπόν, πάλι τα ίδια, πάλι βγήκαμε έξω μόνοι μας, χωρίς κανέναν, πάλι με ένα ρημάδι φακό και με ένα πιστόλι. Εντάξει, άντε βούλος τώρα, άμα την Παναχαϊκή δεν είναι το βουλώνει με τίποτα αυτός ο τύπος. Τέλεια.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Καθαρίζω τα γυαλιά μου μισό λεπτό. Αμωτό. Πάμε.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Okay. Είπε να ακολουθήσουμε το μονοπάτι προς τα κάτω. Ωραία. Nice. Το μονοπάτι προς τα κάτω. Οπ.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
What the fuck? Yeah.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
What the fuck?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Anyone? Please help!
Rusty, what the fuck?
Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Ναι. Εμείς πρέπει να πούμε εκεί, έτσι.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Μάλιστα.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way. Felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone.
Ωρε φίλε. Α, τώρα δεν θα σε πατήσει το κουμπί. Άντε χέσε μας. Λοιπόν.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Open. Πάρ' τα όλα.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Ναι.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
What the fuck?
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Don't feed the animals.
Fishing! For those visitors.
Νάτος!
Purchase of park. License. Obey.
Rangers instructions.
Adult. No. Never. Two bears and wolves. Never approached any other wildlife closer than 25 yards. Pets must be leashed. Never leave your
Nice. Α, μωρέ. Ωρε φίλε. Τι είπες τώρα ρε? Λοιπόν, για να δώσετε πόσα λεπτά είμαστε. Φτάσαμε μισάωρο. Θα το σταματήσω κάπου εδώ. Ήταν ένα αρκετά περίεργο επεισόδιο. Εγώ τουλάχιστον που προσπαθώ να καταλάβω με την ιστορία και τέτοια Το μοναδικό σημείο που θυμάμαι από εκείνο το live που έβλεπα τότε το 2015 από το Alan Wake ήταν εκείνο το σημείο που ήμασταν στην αστυνομία πριν με εκείνο το τρακτέρ το παλιό, εκείνο εκεί το τι είναι αυτό, το αμάξι το παλιό που κλώτσισαν με την παλέτα και διαλύθηκε σε 1000 κομμάτια. Λοιπόν, αυτό θυμόμουν μόνο. Θυμόμουν αυτό το σημείο, αυτή την περιοχή, δεν θυμόμουν τι κάναμε, θυμόμουν αυτή την περιοχή. Τα πράγματα γίνανε ακόμα πιο πολύ μπερδεμένα αυτή τη στιγμή, δηλαδή εκεί πέρα που νόμιζα ότι ήταν όνειρο και αν ήταν όνειρο όντως εξηγούνταν όλα. Ξέρω ότι ο Άλαν είναι τρελός επειδή έχει γράψει πολλές ιστορίες και αυτό τον επηρεάζει και στο τέλος νομίζω ότι είναι αληθινά και τέτοια. Τώρα είναι ακόμη πιο μπερδεμένο γιατί είναι αλήθεια. Δεν είναι όνειρο. Μας λείπει, από ό,τι είπε και ο Άλαν, έχασα λέει 1 εβδομάδα. Ο Μπάρι είπε προσπαθώ να σε βρω για εβδομάδες. Μήπως δεν έχασε 1 εβδομάδα και έχασε 2-3? Δηλαδή υπάρχει ένα τεράστιο κενό εκεί πέρα. Στις 2-3 εβδομάδες τι έκανε ο Άλαν, ας πούμε? Κολύμπησε, ξέρω εγώ, έπεσε μες στο νερό και μετά τι? Βγήκε, πήρε το αμάξι και έφυγε. Και τι έκανε 2 εβδομάδες να βρει το αμάξι, ξέρω εγώ. Τι φάση? Λοιπόν, τέλος, αυτά για σήμερα. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που παρακολουθήσατε. Κάντε like, subscribe και share για να γίνουμε μια πιο μεγάλη παρέα. Και θα τα πούμε την επόμενη φορά. Γεια σας.